The courtroom is packed. Every seat is filled. People stand along the back wall. They whisper to each other. Something big is about to happen. Judge Frank Caprio walks in. Everyone stands. He sits down. Everyone else sits down. The room goes quiet. Case number 2025, TR 94162, the bailiff calls out. His voice echoes in the silent room. The state versus Vanessa Whitmore. A woman walks through the doors. Her heels click on the floor. Click, click, click. Every step sounds expensive. She's wearing a cream-colored suit. It's designer. You can tell by the way it fits perfectly. Her purse is Hermes. That's a brand that costs more than a car. A diamond necklace catches the light. It sparkles like a chandelier. She's maybe 45 years old. Her hair is styled perfectly. Not a single strand out of place. Her makeup looks professional. Like someone did it for her this morning. She walks with her chin up. Her shoulders back. She looks like she owns the place. Behind her walks a man in an expensive suit. He's her lawyer. He carries a leather briefcase. It probably cost $3,000. Judge Caprio looks at his papers. Mrs. Whitmore, you're here today for multiple parking violations. 5 tickets over the past 3 months. Total fines of $875. Is that correct? Vanessa doesn't answer right away. She looks around the courtroom. Her eyes scan the people. She sees regular folks. Working people. People in jeans and t-shirts. People who took time off work to be here. Her lip curls slightly. Just a tiny bit. But people notice. Yes, she finally says. One word. Short. Clipped. Like this is wasting her time. Mrs. Whitmore, these violations occurred in handicapped parking spaces. All 5 times. Is that correct? She waves her hand. I was only in there for a minute each time. It's not like anyone needed those spots. A woman in the 3rd row gasps. She's in a wheelchair. Her husband sits next to her. His face turns red. Judge Caprio makes a note. The law doesn't have a time limit exception, Mrs. Whitmore. Handicapped spaces are reserved for people with disabilities. Period. Vanessa sighs. A long, dramatic sigh. Your Honor, I understand that. But I have a very busy schedule. I was picking up my dry cleaning. I was getting my nails done. I was meeting friends for lunch. I couldn't possibly walk from the far parking spots every time. The courtroom is silent. People stare at her. They can't believe what they're hearing. Mrs. Whitmore, many people here today have busy schedules. But they follow the parking rules. They walk the extra distance. She rolls her eyes. Actually rolls her eyes. At the judge. In court. With all due respect, Your Honor, my time is more valuable than most people's. My husband is Senator Richard Whitmore. I'm sure you've heard of him. I have obligations. Charity events. Fundraisers. Important meetings. I can't be expected to waste 20 minutes looking for parking like a regular person. Like a regular person. Those words hang in the air. A man in the back row stands up. The bailiff looks at him. The man sits back down, but his hands are in fists. Judge Caprio leans forward. Mrs. Whitmore, in this courtroom, everyone is a regular person. Your husband's position doesn't change traffic laws. Of course not, she says quickly. Too quickly. Like she's practiced this. I'm not asking for special treatment. I'm simply explaining the circumstances. I'm happy to pay the fines. Just tell me the amount, and I'll write a check right now. She reaches into her purse. She pulls out a checkbook. The checkbook is leather. Monogrammed. Her initials in gold. Mrs. Whitmore, this isn't about money. This is about respect for the law. And respect for people with disabilities who need those spaces. She puts her checkbook on the table. I respect people with disabilities. I donate to charity. I've given thousands of dollars to disability organizations. That's wonderful, Judge Caprio says. But respecting people with disabilities also means not parking in their designated spaces. Even for a minute. Vanessa's smile disappears. Her voice gets colder. Your Honor, I think we're making a mountain out of a molehill here. These are just parking tickets. Minor infractions. Can we please move this along? I have a spa appointment at 2. People in the courtroom shift in their seats. They look at each other. Did she really just say that? Mrs. Whitmore, I have 20 more cases after yours. All of those people also have places to be. Some of them took unpaid time off work to be here. But you don't hear them complaining. Well, that's different, she says. She flips her hair over her shoulder. They probably don't have as many responsibilities as I do. The judge writes something down. His pen moves slowly across the paper. The scratching sound is loud in the quiet room. Let's review these violations, he says. Ticket 1. March 15th, Main Street. You parked in a handicapped space outside Pierre's French Bistro. For 45 minutes. Not 1 minute. 45 minutes. Vanessa's lawyer touches her arm. He whispers something. She pulls away. I lost track of time, she says. Lunch ran long. Ticket 2. March 22nd. Elm Street. You parked in a handicapped space outside Lavish Nails Salon. For 1 hour and 15 minutes. Again, I lost track of time. My manicurist was chatty. Ticket 3. April 3rd. You parked in a handicapped space outside the country club. For 2 hours. That was for a charity luncheon. I was raising money for sick children. Her voice rises. People in the courtroom lean back. Ticket 4. April 18th. You parked in a handicapped space outside Nordstrom. For 90 minutes. I was shopping for an event. A very important event. And ticket 5. April 29th. Just last week. You parked in a handicapped space outside the courthouse. This courthouse. Right here. For 3 hours. The courtroom explodes. People gasp. Someone laughs in disbelief. The bailiff holds up his hand for quiet. Vanessa's face turns red. I was here for a meeting. With the city council. About beautification projects. I'm trying to make this city better. Judge Caprio looks at her over his glasses. Mrs. Whitmore, you parked in a handicapped space outside the courthouse. The building where we enforce the very laws you were breaking. It was ironic, okay? I admit that. But I didn't think anyone would actually give me a ticket here. Why wouldn't they? She pauses. Her mouth opens. Then closes. Then opens again. Because everyone knows who my husband is. The parking officers usually look the other way. The judge stops writing. He looks up slowly. They usually look the other way. Vanessa realizes her mistake. Her eyes widen. I mean, that's not what I meant. That's exactly what you meant. You just admitted that you expect special treatment because of your husband's position. No, Mrs. Whitmore, how many other times have you parked illegally and not received a ticket? She doesn't answer. How many times have parking officers seen your license plate and walked away? Still no answer. How many times have you used your husband's name to avoid consequences? Her lawyer stands up. Your Honor, my client doesn't have to answer these questions. You're right, Judge Caprio says. She doesn't, but her silence is an answer too. Vanessa's hands grip the edge of the table. Her knuckles turn white. The diamond rings on her fingers catch the light. This is ridiculous, she says. Her voice is tight, controlled, but anger bubbles underneath. We're talking about parking spaces. Not murder, not robbery. Parking spaces. I'll pay whatever fine you want. Just tell me the number. Mrs. Whitmore, do you know why handicapped parking spaces exist? Of course I do. For people in wheelchairs. It's not just for people in wheelchairs. It's for people with all kinds of disabilities. People with heart conditions who can't walk far. People with chronic pain. Elderly people with mobility issues. Veterans who were injured serving our country. These spaces give them access to places they might not otherwise be able to go. I understand that. Do you? Because 5 times in 2 months, you decided your convenience was more important than their access. She opens her mouth to respond. Nothing comes out. Let me tell you about someone, Judge Caprio continues. Her name is Sarah Chun. She's 32 years old. She has multiple sclerosis. That's a disease that affects her nerves. It makes it hard to walk. She has a handicapped parking permit. She works as a dental hygienist. That's someone who cleans teeth. She works hard every day even though she's in pain. The courtroom is silent. Everyone listens. Last month, Sarah went to the grocery store. She needed to buy food for her kids. She has 2 kids, 7 and 9 years old. When she got to the store, all the handicapped spaces were taken. So she had to park far away. In the regular lot. She had to walk. It took her 15 minutes to get from her car to the store entrance. Every step hurt. By the time she got inside, she was crying from the pain. Vanessa looks down at the table. Do you know why all the handicapped spaces were taken? Because people like you park in them. People who don't need them. People who just don't want to walk an extra minute. I didn't know anyone needed it, Vanessa whispers. You didn't check. You didn't care. You just parked there because it was convenient. Judge Caprio picks up a piece of paper. I have the officer's report from your first ticket. March 15th, Officer James Morrison. He's been a parking officer for 12 years. He wrote down what happened. The judge reads from the paper. Officer Morrison observed the defendant exit her vehicle. A Mercedes S-Class. License plate Whitmore 1. She did not have a handicapped placard. She did not have a disability permit. She walked normally. No limp. No cane. No wheelchair. She smiled at the officer and said, "I'll just be a minute." The officer informed her that she could not park there without a permit. She said, and I quote, "Do you know who my husband is?" The courtroom buzzes. People whisper. The judge holds up his hand. The officer responded that it didn't matter who her husband was. The law applies to everyone. Mrs. Whitmore then said, "We'll see about that." She walked away. She left her car in the handicapped space. Vanessa's face is bright red now. I was having a bad day. You were having a bad day. So you made someone else's day worse. Someone who actually needs that parking space. I said I'll pay the fine. This isn't about money. The judge's voice rises. Not yelling, but firm, strong. This is about character. This is about thinking you're above the rules. This is about using your husband's position to get away with things. Vanessa stands up. Her chair scrapes against the floor. The sound is harsh. Loud. You know what? Fine. I'll admit it. Yes, I parked there. Yes, I did it because it was convenient. Yes, I thought I could get away with it. Are you happy now? Can I please just pay the fine and leave? Sit down, Mrs. Whitmore. Excuse me. Sit down. Her lawyer pulls her arm. She sits. Her face is furious. Her jaw is clenched so tight you can see the muscles. We're not done here, Judge Caprio says. Because there's more. Officer Morrison isn't the only one who's had interactions with you. The judge picks up another paper. Officer Lisa Rodriguez. April 3rd. She gave you ticket number 3. When she approached your vehicle, you were on your phone. You held up one finger. The universal sign for wait a minute. Officer Rodriguez waited. 5 minutes. 10 minutes. Finally, she knocked on your window. You rolled it down 3 inches. You said, "I'm on a call with the mayor's wife. This will just take a minute." Then you rolled the window back up. People in the courtroom shake their heads. Officer Rodriguez waited another 10 minutes. Then she wrote the ticket. She placed it on your windshield. You came out of the country club 20 minutes later. You saw the ticket. You ripped it up. You threw the pieces on the ground. Then you drove away. That's littering, someone shouts from the gallery. The bailiff turns around. Quiet, please. Judge Caprio continues. Officer Rodriguez picked up the pieces. She taped them back together. She filed a report. She sent you another copy of the ticket in the mail. Do you know what you did with that ticket? Vanessa says nothing. You had your assistant call the police department. Your assistant said that Senator Whitmore's office would appreciate it if this matter could be handled quietly. She said the senator makes important decisions about the police department's budget. She said it would be a shame if there were any funding issues. The courtroom explodes. People gasp. Someone shouts. The bailiff steps forward. Judge Caprio bangs his gavel. Order. We will have order. The room gets quiet again, but you can feel the anger. It's like electricity in the air. Vanessa's lawyer stands up. Your Honor, my client never authorized. Your client's assistant made the call from your client's home phone. We have the phone records. And your client was on the line. We have that recording. The lawyer sits down. He looks sick. So not only did you park illegally, Judge Caprio says, not only did you refuse to move, not only did you destroy a ticket, but you also tried to use your husband's position to make it go away. You tried to intimidate police officers. You tried to interfere with the legal process. Vanessa's hands are shaking now. She tries to hide it. She puts them in her lap. I want you to understand something, the judge says. His voice is quieter now, but somehow more powerful. Your husband is a senator. He was elected to serve the people, to represent them, to make laws that help everyone. Not just rich people, not just powerful people. Everyone. He pauses. Lets that sink in. When you use his position like this, you hurt him. You hurt his reputation. You hurt the trust people have in their elected officials. You make people think that politicians are above the law, that they get special treatment, that the system is rigged. My husband has nothing to do with this, Vanessa says. Her voice is small now. Quiet. Maybe not directly. But you're using his name, his position, his power. Without his knowledge, you say? Then maybe you should call him. Maybe he should hear what you've been doing in his name. Vanessa looks up. Her eyes are wide. What? Call your husband. Right now. Put him on speakerphone. Let's ask him if he thinks you should get special treatment. The courtroom goes silent. You could hear a pin drop. Everyone leans forward. This is unprecedented. Judges don't do this. But Judge Caprio isn't like other judges. I don't think that's necessary, Vanessa stammers. I do. Call him. Now. Or I'll hold you in contempt for the intimidation attempt. Her lawyer whispers frantically. Your Honor, this is highly unusual. So he's trying to bribe parking officers with budget threats. Call him, Mrs. Whitmore. Vanessa's hands shake as she pulls out her phone. It's the newest iPhone, the Pro Max, in gold. She stares at it. Her thumb hovers over the screen. I'm waiting, Judge Caprio says. She taps the screen, puts the phone to her ear. It rings. Once, twice, 3 times. Put on speaker, the judge says. She does. Her hand shakes so hard the phone almost falls. Hello. A man's voice fills the courtroom. Deep. Professional. Vanessa? Is everything okay? Richard, I'm in court. Court? What court? Are you okay? I'm fine. It's just parking tickets. There's a pause. Parking tickets? Can't you just pay those? It's more complicated than that. How complicated can parking tickets be? Judge Caprio speaks up. Senator Whitmore? This is Judge Frank Caprio, Providence Municipal Court. Another pause. Longer this time. Judge Caprio? Why is my wife's phone on speaker? Your wife is in my courtroom facing multiple charges. I thought you should be aware of the situation. Charges? What charges? Vanessa, what's going on? Vanessa can't speak. She just stares at the phone. Judge Caprio continues. Your wife has 5 parking violations, all in handicapped spaces. But that's not the main issue. The main issue is that she's been using your name and your position to try to avoid consequences. What? The senator's voice changes. Gets harder. Vanessa, is that true? Richard, I can explain. Is it true? Yes. But I didn't mean. Oh my God. The senator's voice is quiet. Shocked. Judge Caprio, I am so sorry. I had no idea. I would never condone this. Never. I believe you, Senator. But your wife's assistant called the police department. From your home. Referenced your budget authority. Tried to make these tickets disappear. My assistant. Marie did this. With your wife on the line, sir. The courtroom is silent. Everyone listens. This is better than any TV show. Vanessa. The senator's voice is ice cold. Did you threaten police officers with my budget authority? It wasn't like that. Did you? People jump. The senator is yelling now. You can hear it clearly through the speaker. Yes, Vanessa whispers. But I was just trying to. You were just trying to what? Corrupt police officers? Abuse my position. Make me look like a fraud. Richard, please. Do you have any idea what you've done? I've spent 15 years building trust with my constituents. 15 years proving that I'm here to serve them, not myself. And you just threw that away because you didn't want to walk an extra 100 feet. Vanessa is crying now. Tears run down her face. Her expensive makeup starts to smear. Senator Whitmore, Judge Caprio says, I appreciate your candor. But I need to ask you something. Has your wife done this before? There's a long pause. Judge, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know. I travel a lot. I'm in Washington more than I'm home. I don't monitor her day-to-day activities. Has she ever mentioned using your name to get out of trouble? Another pause. Not directly. But there have been situations. A speeding ticket that disappeared. A restaurant reservation that appeared out of nowhere. I thought maybe she just had good luck. Or good timing. I didn't ask questions. I should have. Senator, your honesty is appreciated. But I need to know. Do you think your wife should receive special treatment because of your position? Absolutely not. His answer is immediate. Firm. The law applies to everyone. Me. My wife. My kids. Everyone. That's what I tell people every time I campaign. That's what I believe. If my wife broke the law, she should face the consequences. The same consequences anyone else would face. Vanessa's head drops. Her shoulders shake. She's sobbing now. Thank you, Senator. That's what I needed to hear. Judge Caprio, whatever you decide to do, you have my full support. Don't go easy on her because of me. In fact, I'd argue she should be held to a higher standard. She's married to a public servant. She should act like it. I appreciate that, Senator. Can I ask one thing? Of course. Can I speak to my wife privately for a moment? I'll give you 2 minutes. Mrs. Whitmore, take your phone into the hallway. Bailiff, please escort her. Vanessa stands up. She's unsteady. Like her legs don't work right. The bailiff walks with her. She still has the phone to her ear. They go into the hallway. The door closes behind them. The courtroom explodes. Everyone talks at once. People share opinions. They point. They gesture. Some people are angry. Some are satisfied. Some are shocked. Judge Caprio bangs his gavel. Order. We'll have order. The room gets quiet, but the energy is still there. Crackling. Intense. 2 minutes pass. The door opens. Vanessa walks back in. Her face is blotchy. Red. Her eyes are swollen. She looks 10 years older than when she walked in. She sits down. Puts the phone on the table. It's still on speaker. We're back on the record, Judge Caprio says. Senator Whitmore, are you still there? I'm here, Judge. Thank you for your time and your honesty. Judge, before you go, I want to say something. To the court. To everyone there. Go ahead. The senator takes a deep breath. You can hear it through the speaker. I'm ashamed. I'm embarrassed. My wife's actions don't reflect my values or my beliefs. I've dedicated my career to public service, to helping people, to making sure everyone has equal access to justice. And my own wife has been undermining that, using my name to get special treatment. I'm sorry. To everyone in that courtroom, to the police officers she tried to intimidate, to the disabled people who couldn't find parking because she took their spaces. I'm truly deeply sorry. Some people in the courtroom nod. Some still look angry. But everyone respects what he just said. I appreciate that, Senator, Judge Caprio says. Now, I need to render my judgment. Would you like to stay on the line? Yes. I think I should hear this. Very well. Judge Caprio looks at Vanessa. She looks small now. Shrunken. Like all the air has gone out of her. Mrs. Whitmore, stand up, please. She stands. Her legs shake. You've been found guilty of 5 counts of illegal parking in handicapped spaces. You've also attempted to interfere with police operations by threatening budget cuts. You've used your husband's position to try to avoid consequences. You've shown complete disregard for people with disabilities. And you've shown no remorse until faced with public exposure. He pauses. The room is silent. Here is my judgment. First, you will pay the maximum fine for each parking violation. That's $500 per ticket. $2,500 total. Vanessa nods. That's what she expected. She can pay that easily. Second, your driver's license is suspended for 6 months. Her head snaps up. What? 6 months? But how will I? You'll walk. You'll take the bus. You'll ask friends for rides. You'll figure it out. Like everyone else does. The senator's voice comes through the phone. That's fair, Judge. Third, Judge Caprio continues, you will complete 200 hours of community service. Vanessa's face goes pale. But not just any community service. You will volunteer at the Disability Rights Center. You will help people with disabilities fill out paperwork, apply for permits, navigate the system. You will do this every Saturday and Sunday for the next 20 weeks. From 9 in the morning until 6 at night. That's 16 hours every weekend. But I have plans. Cancel them. Your plans are now helping the very people you've been disrespecting. The courtroom breaks into applause. People clap. Some whistle. The judge bangs his gavel. But he's smiling slightly. Fourth, you will write a personal, handwritten apology to every parking officer you encountered. Officer Morrison, Officer Rodriguez, and the 3 others documented in these files. Each apology will be at least 1 page long. You will detail what you did wrong and what you learned. Yes, Your Honor, Vanessa whispers. Fifth, you will attend a mandatory disability awareness course. It's a 3-day program. You'll learn about different disabilities, about the challenges people face, about why accommodations like parking spaces matter. Yes, Your Honor. Sixth, and this is important, you will make a public apology. You will record a video. In that video, you will explain what you did. You will apologize. You will encourage others not to park in handicapped spaces. That video will be posted on the court's website. It will be sent to local news stations. It will be part of the public record. Vanessa closes her eyes. Tears squeeze out. A video means everyone will see. Everyone will know. Her friends. Her social circle. The people at the country club. Everyone. 7th, you are prohibited from using your husband's name or position in any legal matter ever again. If you do, you will face additional charges. Criminal charges. Not just traffic violations. I understand. 8th, you will attend every one of your community service sessions. If you miss even one, you will spend 30 days in jail. No exceptions. No excuses. The senator's voice. She'll be there, Judge. I'll make sure of it. Thank you, Senator. And finally, 9th, you will be on probation for 2 years. During that time, you'll check in monthly with a probation officer. You'll report on your community service, your apology videos, your attendance at the disability awareness course. Any violation of any of these terms means jail time. Judge Caprio sets down his papers. He looks at Vanessa. Really looks at her. Mrs. Whitmore, I want you to understand something. You live a privileged life. You have money. You have connections. You have opportunities that most people will never have. There's nothing wrong with that. Privilege itself isn't a crime. But privilege comes with responsibility. She nods. She's listening now. Really listening. You have the responsibility to recognize your advantages. To not abuse them. To not use them to hurt others or to place yourself above the law. Your husband understands this. He became a public servant. He helps people. He makes laws to protect people. You should be supporting that mission, not undermining it. I know, she says. Her voice cracks. I know that now. I hope you do. Because this is your chance to learn. Your chance to grow. Your chance to become someone your husband can be proud of. Through the speaker, the senator's voice is thick with emotion. Thank you, Judge Caprio. Thank you for handling this with wisdom and fairness. You're welcome, Senator. I hope we don't see Mrs. Whitmore in this courtroom again. You won't. I guarantee it. Judge Caprio looks at Vanessa one more time. Do you have anything to say, Mrs. Whitmore? She takes a deep breath. Wipes her eyes. When she speaks, her voice is different. Smaller. Humbler. Real. Yes. I'm sorry. To the people I hurt. To the disabled people who couldn't park because of me. To the police officers I tried to intimidate. To my husband, whose reputation I damaged. To everyone in this courtroom who had to watch this. I'm sorry. I was wrong. I was selfish. I thought I was special. I thought the rules didn't apply to me. I was so wrong. She pauses. More tears fall. I promise I'll do everything the judge ordered. I'll complete my community service. I'll write the apologies. I'll make the video. I'll learn. I'll change. I'll be better. Because my husband deserves a wife who reflects his values. And I want to be that person. The courtroom is quiet. Some people nod. Some still look skeptical. But everyone heard what she said. This court is adjourned, Judge Caprio says. He bangs his gavel. Mrs. Whitmore, my clerk will give you all the details about your community service and probation. Senator Whitmore, thank you for your time. Thank you, Judge. And Vanessa? I'll see you at home. We have a lot to talk about. The phone goes silent. Vanessa picks it up. Her hands are still shaking. She puts it in her purse. Her expensive purse that suddenly seems ridiculous. The bailiff hands her a stack of papers. Instructions. Addresses. Phone numbers. Dates. Her whole life for the next 2 years is in those papers. She takes them. She turns to leave. Then she stops. She turns back to the courtroom. To the people watching her. I really am sorry, she says. Then she walks out. Her expensive heels clicking on the floor. But the sound is different now. Less confident. More humble. The door closes behind her. People in the courtroom start talking. They discuss what just happened. Some are satisfied. Some wanted harsher punishment. Some think she got what she deserved. Some think she might actually change. 8 weeks later, Vanessa is back in court. But this is different. This is her progress review. She walks in wearing jeans and a simple sweater. No designer clothes. No expensive jewelry. Just normal clothes. Her hair is in a ponytail. No professional styling. She looks like a regular person. She carries a folder. It's thick. Full of papers. Judge Caprio sees her. Mrs. Whitmore, please approach. She walks forward. No clicking heels this time. She's wearing sneakers. How have you been? The judge asks. Busy, Your Honor. But good. Really good, actually. Tell me about your community service. She opens her folder. I've completed 80 hours so far. Every weekend like you ordered. At the Disability Rights Center. And how has that been? Her face changes. Softens. It's been eye-opening. I met a man named Thomas. He's a veteran. He lost both legs in Afghanistan. He was trying to get a permit to modify his car. The paperwork was so complicated. It took us 3 hours to fill it all out. 3 hours. And he was so patient. So grateful. She pulls out photos. I helped install a wheelchair ramp at a woman's house. Her name is Grace. She's 78. She has arthritis. She hasn't been able to leave her house easily for 2 years. When we finished the ramp, she cried. She kept thanking me. I cried too. Judge Caprio looks at the photos. Real work. Actual labor. Vanessa has dirt under her fingernails in the pictures. I've helped 12 people so far, she continues. 12 people get the permits they need, the accommodations they need. And every single one of them had a story, had struggles, had challenges I never even thought about. What about the apology letters? She pulls out copies. I wrote all 5. By hand. I spent hours on each one. I wanted to really explain what I did wrong, why it was wrong, what I learned. I sent them registered mail. 2 officers wrote back. Officer Rodriguez said she appreciated my sincerity. Officer Morrison said he hopes I've truly changed. And the disability awareness course. I completed it last month. It was 3 days, 8 hours each day. We learned about physical disabilities, intellectual disabilities, invisible disabilities. We met people who live with these conditions every day. We tried using wheelchairs ourselves. Tried navigating buildings with mobility aids. It's so hard. So much harder than I ever imagined. She pulls out a certificate. Proof she completed the course. What about the video apology? Her face flushes. That was the hardest part. I recorded it 10 times before I got it right. I kept crying, or messing up my words, or sounding fake. Finally, I just spoke from my heart. I posted it 2 weeks ago. How did that go? She laughs, but it's not a mean laugh. It's almost relieved. It went viral. Over 2 million views. Most of the comments were negative. People call me names. Said I was only sorry because I got caught. Said I'm a fake. And maybe some of that's true. But some comments were positive. People said I was brave. Said they appreciated my honesty. Said they hoped I meant it. Do you mean it? She looks directly at the judge. Her eyes are clear. Honest. Yes. I really do. I was horrible. I was entitled. I thought money and connections made me better than other people. But they don't. They just make me luckier. And luck isn't something to be arrogant about. It's something to be grateful for. Something to use to help others. Judge Caprio nods slowly. Have you had any other violations? No. None. I haven't driven at all. My license is suspended, so I can't. I take the bus. Or I walk. Or my husband drives me when he's home. It's inconvenient. Really inconvenient. But you know what? It's taught me patience. It's taught me to plan ahead. It's taught me that my time isn't more valuable than anyone else's. She pauses, takes a breath. Last week I was on the bus. A woman got on with a walker. She was moving slowly. Some people behind her were sighing, rolling their eyes, getting impatient. And I realized that was me. 8 weeks ago that was exactly me. I would have been annoyed that she was slowing things down. But now, I helped her. I made sure she got a seat. I smiled at her. And it felt good. It felt right. The courtroom is quiet. People listen. This is different from 8 weeks ago. This feels real. What about your marriage? Judge Caprio asks gently. Vanessa's eyes fill with tears. But she smiles through them. That's been the hardest part. Richard was so angry. So disappointed. He couldn't even look at me for the first week. We went to counseling. We're still going. We talk about privilege. About responsibility. About the example we set. And he's starting to forgive me. Starting to trust me again. He came with me last weekend to the Disability Rights Center. He helped too. We worked together. It reminded us why he became a senator in the first place. To help people. And it showed me who I should be. Who I want to be. Judge Caprio looks at all her documentation. The photos. The letters. The certificates. The service logs. Everything is in order. Everything is complete. Mrs. Whitmore, I have to say, I'm impressed. Not just with your compliance, but with what seems to be genuine change. It is genuine. I promise. You still have 120 hours of community service left, and 18 more months of probation. I know, and I'll complete every hour, every requirement, because this isn't a punishment anymore. It's an opportunity to become better, to do better. The judge smiles, a real smile. That's what I hoped you'd learn. The law isn't just about punishment. It's about rehabilitation. It's about growth. It's about giving people chances to change. You gave me that chance. Thank you. Don't thank me yet. You still have a long way to go. But if you continue on this path, you'll complete your probation successfully. And more importantly, you'll be a better person. That's my goal. Judge Caprio looks at the courtroom. Does anyone have any questions for Mrs. Whitmore? A woman raises her hand. She's in a wheelchair. The same woman who gasped 8 weeks ago. Yes, the judge says. I just wanted to say something. I'm Sarah Chun, the dental hygienist you mentioned in your speech. Vanessa's eyes widen. You're Sarah? Yes. And I wanted to say that I saw your video. I read about your case. And I appreciate what you're doing. I appreciate that you're trying to change. Vanessa stands up, walks over to Sarah, kneels down next to the wheelchair. I'm so sorry. For parking in those spaces. For making your life harder. For being so selfish and ignorant. Sarah nods. I accept your apology. And I hope you keep doing this work. Because the world needs more people who are willing to learn. Willing to change. The two women hug. Right there in the courtroom. People start clapping. It starts slow. Then builds. Soon everyone is clapping. Judge Caprio bangs his gavel. But he's smiling. Order. We still have court to conduct. Everyone sits down. Vanessa goes back to her seat. Mrs. Whitmore, your next review is in 3 months. I'll see you then. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Your Honor. She leaves. But this time, the click of her sneakers sounds different. Purposeful. Determined. Changed. 3 months later. Another review. Vanessa brings even more documentation. More stories. More photos. She's helped 30 people now. 30 people get the services they need. The accommodations they deserve. She brings Sarah Chun with her. Sarah speaks on her behalf. Says Vanessa has become a friend. A real friend. That they have coffee every week. That Vanessa truly understands now. She brings Officer Rodriguez too. Rodriguez says Vanessa called her personally. Invited her to lunch. Apologized face to face. Asked what she could do to make things right. Rodriguez was skeptical at first. But she's convinced now. Vanessa has changed. 6 months after that. Vanessa has completed all 200 hours of community service. She's attended every probation meeting. She's stayed out of trouble. She hasn't used her husband's name once. But here's the thing. She hasn't stopped volunteering. Even though she's done with her required hours, she still goes to the Disability Rights Center every weekend. Because she wants to. Because it matters to her now. She started a fundraiser. Using her connections and her husband's platform for good this time. She's raising money to install more wheelchair ramps. To create more accessible parking. To fund disability awareness programs. She's spoken at 3 schools. Told her story. Warned kids about entitlement. About thinking you're special. About the importance of respecting everyone. Her video apology now has 5 million views. But the comments have shifted. More positive now. More supportive. People see the change. People believe it's real. 1 year after her sentencing. Final review. Judge Caprio looks at everything she's accomplished. Mrs. Whitmore, you've exceeded every expectation. You've completed your community service. You've fulfilled every requirement. You've stayed out of trouble. Your probation officer gives glowing reports. Thank you, Your Honor. More than that, you've become an advocate. A voice for disability rights. An example of real change. She smiles. I had a good teacher. You showed me that consequences aren't just about punishment. They're about learning, growing, becoming better. What are your plans now? I'm starting a nonprofit, the Whitmore Foundation for Accessibility. We're going to fund accessibility improvements, wheelchair ramps, audio crosswalks, braille signage, all the things I never thought about before. That's wonderful. And I'm going to keep volunteering, keep learning, keep helping. Because this isn't something I do because a court ordered it. It's something I do because it's right. Judge Caprio nods. Mrs. Whitmore, I'm pleased to announce that you've successfully completed your probation. All charges are officially closed. The courtroom applauds. Sarah Chun is there. Officer Rodriguez is there. Thomas the veteran is there. Grace with her wheelchair ramp is there. All the people Vanessa helped. All the people who helped her change. Senator Whitmore is there too. He stands, walks to his wife, hugs her tight. I'm proud of you, he says. So proud. Vanessa hugs him back. Tears stream down her face. But they're good tears. Happy tears. Grateful tears. Judge Caprio speaks one more time. Mrs. Whitmore, you came into this courtroom as a cautionary tale. Someone who used privilege to hurt others. Someone who thought she was above the law. But you leave as an inspiration. Someone who faced her mistakes. Someone who changed. Someone who now uses her privilege to help others. Thank you for giving me that chance. You gave yourself that chance. By choosing to really change. By doing the hard work. By becoming humble instead of entitled. She turns to the courtroom. To all the people watching. If anyone out there thinks they're special because of money or connections, please listen to me. You're not special. You're lucky. And luck is a gift. A gift that should be used to lift others up, not to push them down. Learn from my mistakes. Don't make them yourself. The courtroom erupts in applause. Standing ovation. Everyone stands. Everyone claps. Because this is what justice looks like. Not just punishment, but transformation. Real change. Real growth. Vanessa walks out of the courtroom. Her husband holds her hand. Sarah Chin wheels beside her. Officer Rodriguez walks behind them. A group of people united by a moment of justice that became a journey of change. Outside the courthouse, reporters wait. Cameras flash. Microphones point. Mrs. Whitmore, what do you want to say? She stops. Thinks. Then speaks clearly. Confidently. But humbly. I want to say that privilege is not a free pass. It's a responsibility. Use it wisely. Use it kindly. Use it to help others. Because at the end of the day, we're all just people. Some of us have more advantages. But that doesn't make us better. It just means we have more ability to make a difference. So make it a good difference. Make it matter. The cameras keep flashing. But Vanessa doesn't care about the cameras anymore. She cares about the people. The people she hurt. The people she helped. The people she learned from. She gets in her car. Not the Mercedes. She sold that. She drives a Honda Civic now. Practical. Humble. Real. As she drives away, she passes a handicapped parking space. Someone in a wheelchair is pulling into it, using the space for its intended purpose. Vanessa smiles. Keeps driving. Back in the courthouse, Judge Caprio sits in his chambers. He reviews the file. Vanessa Whitmore. Case 2025, TR 94162. Closed. He makes a note in his journal. A journal he's kept for 30 years on the bench. Today's case reminded me why I do this job. Not to punish people, but to help them see. To help them change. To help them become who they're meant to be. Mrs. Whitmore walked in as an entitled, privileged woman who thought rules didn't apply to her. She walked out as an advocate, a volunteer, a changed person. That's the power of fair consequences combined with real accountability and genuine remorse. That's justice. He closes the journal, puts it away, picks up the next case file. Because justice never stops. There's always another case. Another person who needs to learn. Another chance to make a difference. And in courtrooms across America, judges try to do exactly that. They try to balance punishment with rehabilitation. Consequences with compassion. Justice with mercy. Because at the end of the day, that's what the law is supposed to do. Not just punish the guilty, but help them become better. Help society become better. Help everyone remember that no one is above the law. Not senators. Not their spouses. Not the rich. Not the powerful. No one. The law applies to everyone equally. And when it's enforced fairly, when it's combined with real consequences and real opportunities for change, magic can happen. People can transform. Society can improve. Justice can be served. That's what happened in Judge Frank Caprio's courtroom on the day Vanessa Whitmore learned that being married to a senator doesn't make you special. It makes you responsible. And responsibility is not something you can park in a handicapped space because it's convenient. Responsibility is something you carry with you every day. In every decision, In every action, money can buy designer clothes, expensive cars, Hermes purses, diamond necklaces, but it cannot buy character. It cannot buy integrity. It cannot buy respect. Those things must be earned. Through actions, through choices, through how you treat others. Vanessa Whitmore learned that lesson the hard way. But she learned it. And in learning it, she became someone worth respecting. Not because of her husband's position, not because of her wealth, but because of her willingness to change, her commitment to growth, her dedication to helping others. That's the real story. Not the parking tickets, not the phone call, not even the sentencing. The real story is what happened after. The transformation, the growth, the change. Because that's what separates humans from animals. Animals react. Humans reflect. Animals repeat. Humans grow. Animals exist. Humans evolve. Vanessa Whitmore evolved. From entitled to enlightened. From privileged to purposeful. From selfish to selfless. And if she can do it, anyone can. No matter how far you've fallen. No matter how wrong you've been. No matter how entitled you've acted. You can change. You can grow. You can become better. All it takes is humility. The willingness to admit you were wrong. The courage to face consequences. The determination to do better. The commitment to help others. That's the lesson of this case. That's what Judge Frank Caprio taught. That's what Vanessa Whitmore learned. That's what we should all remember. In a world where privilege often means escaping consequences, Judge Caprio's courtroom stands as a reminder that true justice is blind. It doesn't see wealth. It doesn't see connections. It doesn't see power. It only sees right and wrong, fair and unfair, justice and injustice. And when someone wrongs others, no phone call can save them. No amount of money can protect them. No powerful name can shield them. They must face the consequences. They must make amends. They must change. That's justice. Real justice. Equal justice. Justice for all. Not just the poor. Not just the powerless. Not just the disconnected. Everyone. Including senators' wives who park in handicapped spaces and think they can call their way out of it. That's the power of one good judge. One fair courtroom. One moment of true accountability. That's the power of justice.